Hello, and welcome back to LTN Pulse, a podcast where we have conversations with Love Thy Nerds staff, missionaries, high-level volunteers, where we dig into and discover what they're reading, watching, playing, and experiencing in nerd culture. LTN Pulse is a part of the Love Thy Nerd podcast network. I'm your host, Michael, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Luke, but still joined by some very special guests. Our wives, Rachel and Asia, and this is gonna be a fun episode, something a little bit different, but we're really excited about it. But kicking things off lately, what I've been getting into, and I don't know, I'm gonna be a little actually looking into the future. It's not what I've been getting to, it's what I'm about to get into. I'm super excited today. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and I'm mega stoked to dive into that. Luke, what about you?
Hold up.
What you've been into? What you've been doing?
Don't bear the lead here. That was very long. What did you just say? What are you playing?
What did I say about what?
What are you playing or excited about?
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
That's too many syllables. What is that?
It's a RPG. It's a turn-based RPG that launched today. And people are saying this is game of material.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I guess
like
I got to look into this.
RPG reviewers are like, I played Monster Hunter Wilds, like all of the big games this year. This is better than that, and it's made by a small studio.
Whoa. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. You're gonna have to message me that because I already forgot the name once again. So 33 Expedition 33. I bet I can Google it.
Obscure Expedition 33, 22. Nope, 22. 33.
Yep, there it is.
44. 79.
I'll play the prequel.
It's on Game Pass.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. That you piqued my interest. I am not doing anything super cool like that, I guess. Asia and I are watching a lot. Like we'll save that for the podcast. But what I've been playing, I have not touched my PC gaming in a while. Actually, I take that back. Last night I did play 3 rounds of Fortnite because people in our small group are getting back into it because Darth Jar Jar is coming, and also they added more wrestlers, and so that's what gets our community group back into is wrestling and Darth Jar Jar. Nothing to do with Fortnite. So I did play that. But for the most part, I've been diving into some Netflix games. If you didn't know, Netflix, you can browse the all the movies and TV shows on Netflix, but on your phone, on your mobile device, they have a list of mobile games. And they're decent games that have campaigns and stuff and have no ads. And so it's kind of like the Apple Arcade, but it's Netflix. So I have Netflix. I've been playing through some of that. There's a plain Galaga type where you're just playing through a story. I don't know. I just get lost in that, and it's fun to play decent games on my phone. So yeah, pretty boring, but that's what I've been doing.
They've got some Stranger Things games, and I think even non Netflix show tie-in games as well, right?
They have the
it's a good little library.
A couple years ago, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game came out, the pixelated arcade type game came out on Switch and PC and Xbox and all of that. They have that in your, it's just a little button masher. It's not just Netflix title games. They do have the Stranger Things stuff, but it's just it's third party stuff. There's a roller coaster tycoon type game on there and just different things.
What?
So yeah, now check them out. Don't sleep on it. Flight of Chaos, I think, is the one that I've been playing, or Skies of Chaos. It's fun. You unlock planes and weapons and all sorts of stuff. But that's enough about us. Nobody's here to listen to us.
Yeah.
Aisha and Rachel are here being awesome guests, just being patient, listening to us ramble. We usually talk about what we're doing really quick just to give the listeners, viewers a little bit of an update. But that's enough about us. Like I said, let's dive into what you guys are up to. Let's go alphabetical so it doesn't look like I'm playing favorites here.
You're
Asia.
hiding your favorites in the alphabetical list.
Yeah.
You
It's just
know,
like,
yeah.
it just makes sense. We'll go, this is the first time we've had 2 guests. We're going to just go alphabetical for now. We can switch things up.
We're going counterclockwise.
There you go.
Yes,
the,
that too.
So
And then we'll
perfect.
switch it up later. But Asia, tell us just for now, like a little bit about yourself of like, who are you real quick? And
Who am I?
How are you adjacent to, related to LTN?
Great question. Yeah, my name is Asia, and I feel like I wear a lot of hats. But my main connection to LTN obviously is through Luke. I feel like I am involved because I end up just like verbally processing through a lot of stuff that Luke is like planning or problem solving or whatever when it comes to LTN outreach and missions and local efforts and stuff. I hang out with the community that does like the community game nights that Luke and LTN puts on locally. But do I play that many games? Sometimes. last few months, I've just been yapping with people that were there, which has been fun. But I am. I work full time for a tech company, which is a lot of fun, but there's a lot of flexibility to do a lot of other things that I enjoy, including doing co-working streams, mainly on Twitch. And it's just really fun to hang out with like everyone in this call, and then others that we hang out with on Twitch. It's just been like a fun way to like bring camaraderie and build community with a lot of people that also work from home or just work like isolating jobs where they can like have some like something up online, and it's nice to like give them some community as opposed to just like strictly like entertainment or just just like absorbing consuming content. So that I very much enjoy. I feel like I'm rambling. I could talk about this forever, but in addition to that, I really enjoy a bunch of random nerdy things. Ask me anything about Ghibli, I'll talk to you forever about it, or Over the Garden Wall. I know too much lore about that for no reason. And I also really enjoy just like DIY. I have that weird gene. It's like, I can try, like, what's the worst that can happen if I try to do this thing? Like, it's fine. Sometimes it drives Luke a little crazy because he's like, but it's fine. But that's pretty much a little bit about me.
That is, hey, you got the point of the pulse. It's all about rambling and going off on tangents. So you nailed it.
Thanks.
Yes. Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, anything you've done with Love Thy Nerd, and all of the fun DIY projects that you come up with that I come home to from work and you're like, I have an idea.
So hear me out. Hi, I'm Rachel. My claim to fame is being married to Michael over here. No, I'm a Twitch streamer as well. I'm Star Freckles on Twitch. And I kind of got started on Twitch doing some mental health processing of my own. I had gotten an autism diagnosis like a week before. I was like, you know what, if I'm just playing Stardew all day anyway, I might as well like sit online and make friends out of it. And so I was kind of half playing Stardew, half processing a mental health diagnosis. And I kind of ended up accidentally finding a community of people who needed to talk about it too, or like needed to learn about it or needed to hear about it. And so that's kind of how my Twitch journey started. And then it kind of developed into working in the studio, doing crafts, doing art, doing games, doing all kinds of stuff. So it just kind of like it just evolved into this beast of a wonderful experience. And I'm kind of on a little bit of a break right now because I am trying to find full-time work because this economy is just chewing us up from the inside out. So it's just been kind of a little bit of a shuffle to do a lot of things at the same time. So streaming is taking a little bit of a back burner. But I am still involved in the community, still hanging out with people. And yeah, with Love the Nerd, my kind of first experience with LTN was going to Tantrum Con in Charlotte, like what 4 months ago, back in January. And I got to meet some of the LTN crew and kind of see what the volunteer situation was, and it was so much fun. I ended up working with the kids, some of the day, but for the most part, I just ended up hanging out with LTN and chatting with people and teaching people games and being like, hey, like not all Christians are the worst kind of people. It was a lot of fun. So that was nice. And then just kind of in my free time, if you've seen me like darting my eyes around, I'm watching the birds right now because it's kind of raining. And there's a cardinal and a starling fighting over the yard. And it's really fun to watch. So that's why my eyes have been not on the camera. So I do a lot of bird watching. I do some gardening. I like Asia. I do a lot of DIY. I make clothes. I crochet. Tree and I built this desk that's behind me. That was a whole thing. We had to like rewire the house. It was a mess.
We found that the previous owners of the house moved an outlet, but they didn't cut into the drywall. They didn't like replace the drywall they cut out. They just used paper and business cards, and then painted over. Yes.
It was specifically a business card for a Jello wrestling company.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
wild. It's very weird.
You should frame that, like shadow box that,
Right. No, I'm pretty sure I kept it. Pretty sure I kept it.
That's wild.
So like I learned how to drywall that day.
Yeah.
So, DIY definitely doesn't scare me. And I think, Michael and I do a lot of stuff together where it's like he said, he'll come home and I'll be like, all right, like I'm like, Charlie Day and Always Sunny where he's like got the math and he's doing it's like he comes home and I'm like, all right, so listen. So like we have this thing here and this thing here. And if we move this over here, I try not to do it on like weeknights where I know he's had a bad night, but I'll save it for like the weekend and be like, hey, so listen.
That was Asia when we first got this house. I would get home from work and like there would be a new wall painted. Like
I went a little too far.
That's stuff I don't ask about. I just do.
Oh yeah. But I went a little too far to the point where Luke was looking at this one. Now it doesn't exist because I repainted it in a way that both of us like. But before that, I went a little too creative, a little crazy, and Luke was like, "This looks like Mario, but like not in a good way." And the best part was like it was literally the room right next to his little recording studio that he's in right now. So and the door was open, so I wasn't like hiding it. I was just painting,
wasn't paying attention.
And he was just not paying attention. And he just walked out of the room and he was like horrified.
I wasn't horrified.
Okay.
I was like, I could probably live with it.
He's like, all right, so someone explained Mario to Asia. She's never seen it before. This is a verbal explanation of Mario, and she went with it. Oh my gosh.
It's like Super Mario World. It was just like these giant like arches like filled in. And so it just like looked like a Super Mario World map.
Like the Mario 3 ones with like the
the humps in the background, and I was just like I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe it would have grown on me, but
Did you try jumping up to see if you could land on one?
No. There's a secret world.
Yeah.
Let's try what is it? Spring Valley, the Zone 1-1 from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
awesome.
we'll switch to Sonic next time.
Perfect. You got to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
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 Well, cool, guys. Thanks for telling us a little bit about yourselves. I'm sure the listeners are excited to hear what more we're about to dig into. Let's start, because I know for a fact you both are readers. What are you guys reading? And then we'll snake draft. That's what we'll do. We'll start with Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll
Like it?
snake. We'll just go back and forth.
Okay.
What?
So I'm more of a learner than a reader, I'll say. I enjoy
Don't put
consuming
Rachel in a box,
content.
Luke.
You
I'm
what?
sorry. I'm sorry.
I said, don't put Rachel in a box.
Yeah.
Right. Like Luke, yes, I read, Luke, but like, don't put this pressure on me to be like, oh, no, just kidding. No. So I have a thing where it's like, I will only read if it's something that I like really want to read. Like, I'm not just going to go like pick up a book and be like, oh, I'm bored, I'll read a book. I have to like care about the author. I have to care about the content. I have to care about what's going on in it. Or else like ADHD brain is just like, oh, look, a bird. And then I forget what I'm reading. So, but that being said, I'm an avid consumer of information and like, and things like that. So like, if I'm going to read something, again, I have to really care about it. So what I've been doing lately is, instead of reading books, I'll pull up Reddit on my phone, and I've joined like some really, really niche special interest subreddits. And then I'll go and read like the expert posts in there. Or like, I'll see something where it's like, someone will be like, what is this? And then I'll read like the expert breakdown of what they're looking at. So I've been looking at like fossils lately, and like learning all the different like prehistoric periods of the different areas of the United States. Like how like the southeast of America had a different general time in the prehistoric period than like northern Michigan. Like northern Michigan in Canada was like Jurassic, and then southeast was like Cretaceous. And so we don't have certain dinosaur fossils that they might have. We were mostly underwater during the Jurassic period. So like, it was just, it's fascinating to learn in a like, not just going to the library and reading a book way, but like someone says like, hey, I found this fossil. Yeah. Like someone's like, I found this fossilized tooth. What's it from? And then like learning all the sub information about that. So I've been learning about fossils. I've been learning about rocks. I've been learning about bones. I've been learning about bottle digging, which I'll talk to Michael about that separately. That's another DIY project that he's not privy to yet.
Here we go. Here we go.
Learn about bottle digging. And then more like really fascinatingly, I've been learning about industrial slag, which is where people find things that look like rocks or fossils or like cool geodes and stuff, but it ends up just being like, or like they'll be like, oh, I think it's a meteorite, but it ends up just being like iron slag from an industrial runoff. And it's like,
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it's like, it has like the same functions as a meteorite, but it's actually just like waste slag from an iron company. And it happens with glass too. Like people will find amber and it's just glass slag. And I'm like, this is really fascinating. So that's been my reading lately, is just going onto those subreddits and learning a little too much about everything.
Rachel is an expert rabbit hole diver.
I chase the white rabbit.
Deep into the rabbit holes.
Yeah. Like, give me that white rabbit all day long. I will chase it. Like, it's going down that hole. I'm right behind it.
When I turn to Reddit, it's because it's like, I can't be the only one where like, I'm like, I need to see if other people experience this. So short tangent story, our AC wasn't working. And
man, yes.
I heard about this.
And then I called HVAC company. I'm like, hey, it's just not pumping out cold air. It can't keep up. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's running, but they like came out and looked at it. And if I just pulled the panel off, I could have seen the problem. I couldn't have fixed the problem, but I would have definitely seen it. But on the AC unit outside, the capacitor, which just looks like a can with wires coming out of the top.
Looks like this.
Yes, thank you, Michael. Except like twice, maybe 3 times the size.
Yeah.
But like it just like on top was like a fried mass of something, and the HVAC guy discovered it. He's like, yeah, this thing's toast. Like, good news is like we could swap it out and you'll be back to normal. But I'm like, I need to go out there because he showed me a picture. I'm like, I need to go out there and take a closer look at this and like, what the heck is it? Like, what caused this? Because I want to, not just fix the problem. I want to prevent it from happening again. So upon closer look, it was a legit pile of slugs that like just like found themselves on top of the capacitor and like somehow shorted it out and blew it up and took themselves
Slug
out
sacrifice.
Like the only
Like a
thing I
dozen.
can, like the only thing I can think of is because it got so cold up there this winter is that
Yeah.
they were seeking out any heat source.
That's what I was thinking
That's-
too.
That's my thought as well. And so
Yeah.
that's when I turned to the oracle of Google and Reddit of like
Consulted the
slugs plus AC unit plus capacitor. And then
Mhm.
a Reddit post comes up and basically it was just like, slugs will usually seek out heat or moisture that they'll find like in a AC unit typically like during the summer, but in the winter they're seeking out heat and
Mhm.
like one, like a slug is very unlikely that a slug will cause damage to your AC unit. And I was like, yeah, but what about a dozen?
But like 50, hypothetically.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was one of those
That's
instances where I'm like,
wild.
I can't be the only, like, this has to be a problem. Like, somebody else has to have a solution for like how to fight off slugs. Like,
Right.
nope, I think we're the only one on the planet
The
that have
AC
ever
technician
had.
was like, I've been doing this for 30 years. And then he was like, this is the first time I've ever seen this. I was like, great.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, now you get to be the person that if someone else is like, I've had 12 slugs on my
He's
AC, has this
expert.
happened to anybody?
I
And
know.
you can be like, actually,
Well, actually,
yes.
yes.
So you get to be the person now.
Yeah.
It's
I've
true.
never
You need
posted to
Oracle.
Reddit, but this would be the perfect one for other
Right.
people searching
True.
to see if they're the only ones or not.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not alone out there. If you're listening and you also have this slug problem, you're not alone.
Luke gets you.
We're
He's
gonna
got
start a
you.
support group.
Yeah.
Why
You can
slugs
admit
cost
it.
me?
It's fine.
Go to
Why
r
is-
slash slugs on capacitors.
Yeah.
You
How
were very like
slugs cost
Stranger
me
Things
$300. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I believe that. Mm.
Yikes.
But anyway, I don't want to talk about slugs anymore.
Okay.
Asia, what are you reading?
Okay, I read stuff all the time, and so I was trying to like figure out what I wanted to talk about today. But this has so much hype around it, but it's so well deserved. So I've never like really I don't think I've read much lit RPG before until this very popular novel, like first novel of a series. And what intrigued me by it was I am like kind of like well tapped into like the book talk community or just like social media book content, whatever, like what people are like really into. And it was like shocking to me that all these people that were like not in like a nerdy niche, they just like enjoy reading, they all were just like singing this book's praises. And I was like, okay, I need to like check this out, because if these people that like don't care about RPGs and don't care about like video games or like role playing anything, like I'm just so curious. So good. It's called Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's the first of it's an ongoing series. I think there's currently 8 books out, maybe, and there's gonna be 13 total, or I don't remember. But it is so good. It's hilarious. There is a snarky Persian cat who's like sentient. Like there's just all these random things that's in it, and like it's just like a grand old time. It reminds me of like Ready Player One meets Hunger Games, I guess. Like it's definitely like a survival type game, but there's like so much humor and cheekiness. And basically it's about a guy whose girlfriend leaves him, but she didn't take her cat back, and they accidentally get like sucked into this like literal dungeon crawler, and they have to survive 13 levels, I believe, total, to, like make it out of this dungeon. And the first novel, or the first book of the series, which is called Dungeon Crawler Carl, only covers like them getting into, I believe, the second level or third, maybe. Oh no, they get into the third level. And so like every book is like pretty thorough. And what I like about that is like it kind of emulates like how many people can play dungeon crawlers. Like once you get further down into the dungeon, you can't go back up. So you're like trying to collect all the experience you can before doing that, and just making sure you leave like no stone unturned. Also, this is like for the like 2 seconds that I was playing Destiny, this is what it reminded me of. One of the characters is all about like, oh, I want to equip this because it looks cool, and you like don't read the description, you like don't know what it does, you don't know what the drawbacks are, and that's how I felt like I equipped my my warlock in Destiny. I was like, oh, this one has
Worst stats ever.
Yeah, but it's so pretty.
But hey, she looked awesome.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's all about the fashion.
It's true.
So they fixed that later with transmog, so you could like equip the ugly stuff that looks good and then, or that looks terrible, and then but it has good
Guild Wars
stats.
did that too, and I was so grateful when they did that.
But yeah, it's an excellent novel. It's so funny, it's so insightful. I'm like so obsessed, and so I'm reading the next book here in a couple weeks, because my friend and I are doing like these buddy reads where we go back and forth every month, or I guess every other month we'll pick a book for each other to read with us, and so we're finally going to be reading book 2, but after that I think we're just gonna like go on our own and be obsessive and blow through the rest of the series, because we told one of our other friends at church, and he was like, I'm on book 8 already. I was like, oh my goodness, when you started after us, what the heck?
Calm down.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Don't spoil it for us. But yeah, it's excellent, and I told Luke that he should read it or listen to it. I heard that the audio book is most excellent, so maybe that can be his travel companion when he's traveling around in the next couple months.
I've got it downloaded.
Yes. Nice.
I wrote it down because Michael and I just got library cards.
Perfect.
For like the first time ever, we're like actually taking advantage of our community's resources.
I love that. I love that.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll check it out from the library. It's probably like super on weight if everyone's really enjoying it. But
we'll see.
Probably worth waiting for. Yeah. No.
You have to let me know what you think, because I think you'll love the Persian cat in particular. She's very sassy.
See, like those are the books I'll read, right? Where it's like I'm not just gonna pick up like I don't know Dickens. Like I'm not gonna pick up like right. Like I'm not picking up like or even like something like a book that I read in high school. Like I'm not gonna pick up with some like fiction story. Like it has to be something I care about or something that like is compelling or whatever. And so if someone's like, hey, Dungeon Crawler Carl is a good book and it's fascinating and I laugh and it makes me happy and there's a cat, I'm like, done. It'll at least go on the TBR list.
Yes.
You had me a cat. That's the last thing I said.
Like tell me there's a sassy Persian cat, I'm in.
Oh man. Well, Asia, what have you been watching lately?
Honestly, like what haven't I been watching? And once again, I had to edit everything down. Luke actually was like so dumbfounded the other day because I was rewatching a show, and then I switched it because I was like, I want to watch something else, which was another show that I was rewatching, and he was like, I just can't believe how you just jump back and forth between shows. Like he just felt like it was like a little chaotic, but that's just how I be sometimes. But
the wild thing was
that and drives Rachel crazy.
The wild thing was she finished one of her shows because like we each have shows that we rewatch.
Yeah.
Like she finished one of those shows and like the next day immediately started it over. And like we've never done that.
Okay. No. So over Christmas and then so like December, January, February, and March, I was working through portraits, right? And I literally would so in December, I was like, I'll just turn on Downton Abbey. Like I've seen it before. So it's something I can just like have in the background. Watch through all 6 seasons of Downton Abbey, right? finished it. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'll watch something else. And Brain was like, Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Y'all, I watched Downton Abbey 4 times all the way through.
See, no, I get
didn't
that.
watch anything else in the middle. Just straight up Downton Abbey.
For shows that are like background shows like that, which is exactly the same scenario as what I was doing. How is that any different than like a playlist that you enjoy? And you just, like, that's just like your work playlist or your like whatever playlist, and no one shames that. People just shame.
No, I wasn't shaming. I wasn't.
Like, I'm not watching it for the new content. I'm watching it because it's familiar, and I can walk out of the room and go get my chips, and then come back and not miss anything.
No judgment. I wasn't shaming. I was just making an observation of like that's wild. Like usually both of us like I said, we rewatch shows, but we have our standards where we try to space it out. But I feel that. I hate it when I finish.
Some days you're just like, let's roll it back.
But besides the shows I'm rewatching, I think probably my top 3 shows right now are I just finished Severance as it was releasing the second season. So excellent. Luke has not watched it yet, and I'm like hoping that he and Jacob, my brother who lives with us, will have the motivation to watch it, because then I'll definitely rewatch it with them. It's just so good. Like I loved everything about the second season. I think it's so excellent.
Yes.
And then I am watching with Luke The Studio. I don't know if he brought that up at all, or if you have heard about it. It is so good. It is another Apple TV show that's releasing currently with Seth Rogen, and Seth is one of the creators. And basically, it's kind of like a Seinfeld or like Curb Your Enthusiasm, like one of those like episodic shows where basically the premise is Seth Rogen's character becomes the head exec of this studio, and he's trying to strike the balance of like he has like his own artistic like integrity, where he wants to make great films and like movies as like an art medium and everything, but also it's Hollywood and they're like, no, we want you to make money. And so like the pilot is all about them like trying to make a Kool-Aid Man movie, and it's his first like movie that he's like on since becoming the exec, so he's like trying to strike the balance, so it's like obviously not working because it's Kool-Aid Man. Right. And so every episode it's like some new antic that involves that studio, anything from like the way movies, it's just like it's a great comedy for people who love filmmaking, like everything about it, like the respect of recording on film, like one shot takes, like all these like kind of crazy things that can be very stressful and very beautiful about like film creation is like all what the show's about. It's so funny, it's so beautifully shot, like it's just like really pretty to look at, and it's fun to like, because sometimes it's hard for Luke to get into like newer shows, like he has to like be really into it, but that's been like a fun one that we've been like enjoying together. And it's like low stakes because it's episodic. It's like, okay, this is like the adventure like crazy thing of the day, and then you don't have to be like super emotionally invested, but in contrast to that, the last show I've been really into that just released is Andor season 2, which I'm also watching with Luke and my brother. It's so good so far. I don't know if you guys have watched the first 3 episodes yet, but
we don't have to get into it, but I have seen Rachel hasn't seen Andor season 1. I've seen Andor season 1, and I didn't really care for it.
No, okay, that's fine. I know Luke was kind of bored by the first season too.
It's blasphemous, and I understand that, but also I have so many qualms with Andor season 1. We can talk about this off the podcast. At me in the comments, like bring it on. I will take all of it.
I mean, you can
Andy Serkis is a treasure, but
we should definitely talk about it at some point.
Yeah, like that's fair. I'm in like the opposite like camp where I think Andor is like the best thing that Star Wars has come out with, and I think that's also equally, people probably don't agree with that either. But I've
actually heard that.
Right?
I've heard that.
Okay.
That like like beyond the Skywalker stuff that they've come out with, and beyond like all the Mandalorian and stuff. Like I've heard Andor is like the best return to like Star Wars content.
Oh, it's just so good. But that's okay. We all our preferences.
We all can be
Michael,
wrong sometimes.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Luke is like whatever about it.
It had some major highs, like super cool moments, and then it had some like stuff where I'm like, who made that decision? And like even with the second the second season, it's kind of hard for me to like pay attention because of it's more artistic. I feel like there's a more.
It's also like an espionage show.
Yeah.
So it's like a different pacing than other Star Wars.
Like the prison episodes were really good. Like I said, Andy Serkis is incredible and a national global treasure. But they're like some parts I was like, are we serious about this right now? Like, but for real though. So I don't know. And I'm like, Rachel and I are both very attached to the old expanded universe content.
Like talk about knowing too much lore about things. Like
yes. Rachel's Star Wars knowledge goes very, very deep. In the old ways, I should say.
Yes, I was there when the deep magic was written. Like the betrayal that was we're getting rid of EU canon, I will never forgive them for.
That's fair.
Yeah. I feel like we lost Kyle Katarn in Dark Knight, Star Wars Dark Knight, or is it Dark Knight, Dark Jedi, something like that. We lost Kyle. Dark Forces. Yes, that's the one. Star Wars Dark. We lost all of the Star Wars Dark Forces stuff and the amazing like character that is Kyle Katarn for Andor, who is neither charismatic nor interesting a lotot of the time.
It's a slow build.
Okay. So
this is how you become Captain Andor.
So welcome to our Andor raid cast.
All right, hold on. We do need to move on. Okay. I'm gonna get the last word though, and it's gonna be a positive one. What I'm really enjoying is like digging into more of Mon Mothma's past, because you see her very quickly, like not a whole lot in the original trilogy, but like she in the original trilogy, she is stoic, she is like wise, she's making all these decisions, she is a fantastic leader, and like seeing like where the rebellion came out of and like what her lifestyle was and like her like stoicism, but like while kind of putting on a face for like the general public because it's all in secret and espionage and all of that. Like that is wild to me. And I'm thoroughly enjoying that part of it. Not Andor himself. It was positive and then it took a turn. Anyways.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Rachel, what are you watching these days?
Okay, so Michael is the new content guy, right? So like we're watching all the new shows. We're watching like Abbott Elementary and Animal Control and
I've heard
like
things.
the new Family Guy stuff, and it's all great. I love it. It's just like it'll come like Friday night and I'm exhausted from the week, and he's like, "Do you want to watch new TV?" And I'm like, "I would rather walk into traffic than watch something new right now."
You can say
But-
no when I say that. We can go watch New Girl or something.
I do say it sometimes, right? Because like I'll
Michael
be
and
like,
Asia can watch new stuff. You and I,
right? Like
I'll
they
watch
can
old
Severance
stuff.
all day long. I'm gonna go sit and watch Downton Abbey again. No, but I appreciate
I'll get into
Michael
Downton
for
Abbey.
that. Yeah, right. Like, but I appreciate Michael for that because otherwise I would not watch new content. So I call it. I say that he's my new content guy because he is constantly like is never forcing. I never feel like I have to say yes. He's just constantly encouraging me and reminding me that we have new content to watch, and I like that. And I do say no sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't think I can handle any new information right now. And he's like, cool, we'll just put on like New Girl or we'll put on whatever. But right now he is rewatching. I'm watching for the first time. We're watching through Psych. And it's borderline for me because I have like a deep imagination. where I have a really hard time separating fiction and reality. Yeah, so like a lot of times the like plots will make their way into my dreams, or like I'll be sitting and like thinking through things, and I'm like, well, what if someone just like busted through the door and killed me right now? Like, you know, like
oh my gosh, yeah.
yeah, and it's like there's
Yeah.
all the intrusive thoughts are so like they're so powerful. And so there's a couple episodes we've skipped so far that are like the true like mind-bending episodes, or like the really scary ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting like how I love the puzzle aspect. Like one of my favorite things is like as soon as the episode opens and they kind of like introduce like what's going to happen in the episode, I'm like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
And Michael's like, no.
Like,
I'm like, that's the guy. Trust me.
Like we're always watching. I feel like Psych is always on in the house. And so I was literally just thinking the other day, I was like, honestly, it's just live action Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
like,
no, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, because
like,
they're always just like old man Mathers, like down at the carnival was the one trying to get the insurance money for the thing. I'm like, yeah, because it's always like there's always an actual motive.
Yeah,
like there's always something to solve. There's always clues left behind, and it's up to Sean Spencer and Gus to like find what is going on and like put the clues together. And so like I like
the best
that
TV friendship in the world.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was telling Michael the other day, I was like, I love that Gus never asks why.
I know.
like there was an episode on the other day, and Sean was like, tell me everything you know about, I don't know, it was like the Cretaceous period or something like that. And Sean and Gus just like starts talking. Like there was no like, why do you need to know that information? He was just like, oh, okay, well, so then like blah blah blah. I'm like, that's a bro. Like that's a real bro right there.
I think I know what you're talking about though, because he's like, what don't I know? And like just goes off into
it.
There's like the Psych, I forget what it's called. Luke would know. The Psych podcast where they like kind of just talk about like the behind the scenes stuff for pretty much every episode. And they interview I forget Gus's the guy who plays Gus. They're talking about how his like experience was when he was auditioning for the role, and like what the vibe of like Gus would be. And he like kind of came up with this idea of like he thinks he's Denzel Washington, but he's not. Like that's what it is. It's like he's so confident in himself. Even though he's like he maybe it's unmerited a little bit, but like it doesn't matter.
We were watching the Wild West episode yesterday.
Oh yes.
And Gus started trying to dig out of the mine with the spoon. And he was like, it worked for Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption. Sean, he was like, in this scenario, you would be Denzel Washington or whatever.
That would make me Morgan Freeman. That would
make me Morgan Freeman, and Gus was like,
I love
all
it.
The references are so good.
I love all the references, and when they're like, "Oh, it's like this movie," and it's like, "But then you have to be, like this guy," and it's like, "I don't want to be that guy."
If this is this, then you're that guy, and he's like, "No."
Yeah, it's.
They're always casting shade on Chad Michael-Murray, which is so funny to me. Like, it's so good.
But so tangentially, Asia, you were talking about the studio on Apple TV. Have y'all seen Mythic Quest?
I have seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
Okay. So the studio, when you were talking about that, it was reminding me of Mythic Quest, and it just recently finally got canceled, and it broke both of our hearts. But it's like 4 seasons or something, and they shot one of them during COVID, and the COVID season was gorgeous.
Nice.
it was emotional. They did some really creative things with the filmmaking and the storylines and everything. They covered a lot of like the mental health stuff, and it was beautiful. But like the show as a whole is very similar. It's like a game studio where they're building an RPG like World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And they don't have to answer to like the board because it's just an independent studio, but it is a big studio, and so like they have to answer to the accountants, and they have to answer to the IT team.
Yeah.
And the creative, like the CEO is just like this creative psycho, right? Like he's super intelligent, super creative, but he's just so impossible to work for.
It's played by Rob McElhenney as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Always funny. Perfect.
Yeah. So like just that show, when you were talking about the studio, like that, it had the same vibes to me.
Yeah.
I was curious if y'all seen it.
I watched the first season and I did really like it. I don't know why I didn't continue, but
Yeah,
I have to watch it.
it's definitely worth the watch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Sweet.
Other than that, like we've just been watching YouTube and
Amazing.
nothing. Yeah, a lot of rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So real quick, because we're running out of time. This is what we get for having two guests. But this is great. Like, I love this. What have you guys been playing? Rachel, we'll let you start.
Okay, so No Man's Sky has my entire attention right now. I've never played it before. It hit Game Pass, and I was like, fine, like I'll play. Like I was playing Skyrim. I was playing. I think I like some Spyro. Like I played the Spyro trilogy, 100% of the Spyro trilogy, and I was like, well, that took like a week. And so I was like, well, what am I going to play now? And so I love discovery games. Like the dopamine I get from like going into a world and discovering something and then going home and making something with it is it's unparalleled. And so that's like all No Man's Sky is, right? Is like, awesome. You just like, you go to a galaxy, you look at a planet, you go to the planet, you take pictures of the animals, you can adopt the animals, you bring home all the data, they give you rewards for the data. And then like you just sit there and like you craft things and then you fly to another galaxy and you do it all over again. That's cool. And I was telling Michael, I was like, I don't think my brain has ever been this quiet. Like when I'm playing No Man's Sky, there are no thoughts in my brain. It's quiet. I'm just like hunting the thing. And I'm like, and it's not like, oh, I have to go to this planet and get this thing. Like I have to go take this picture of the thing. And then I have to, I'm like, all right. So if I go to this planet, there's cadmium on this. And like, I can go there and I can get that. Yeah, it's just, I was like, my brain has literally never been this quiet. So No Man's Sky has my full attention right now.
You did also earlier this month, you sent me a screenshot of, I forgot to show it to Luke, but in Greenlight Valley, our favorite game ever,
truly,
she made her character look like Senku from Dr. Stone. And she said,
I like custom made a dress that had like the stitching down it.
That's
and it had like
awesome.
the little logo. It had the green hair, like the white and green hair kind of spiky.
Dude, it was awesome.
I need to see that.
The only thing I didn't have was white gloves, and I was so frustrated because I was like, I had white gloves, but I didn't have fingerless white gloves. And so I was like, it doesn't look right. Yeah. So I was frustrated with that, but everything else
really
great.
Really helped.
Nice. I see Dr. Stone everywhere now. Michael raided someone after his stream yesterday, and the raid sequence was like a GIF from Dr. Stone.
Good Morning World opener.
And I was just like, oh, he's everywhere.
Also, we're working on our upstairs build to build up the nursery and stuff. And the contractor's assistant or whatever guy that works with him told Luke that he was into Dr. Stone. And then they were talking about something related to the build. And he was like, get excited.
Like, get excited. And like 10 billion%.
10 billion%.
10 billion%.
So good.
So awesome.
Incredible.
No Man's Sky it's great. I played very little, but I get lost in games like that too. So
yeah, like it's and the thing is like you can always add quests to it, but you only have to quest as much as you want to. So like it's easy to just like stop.
Yeah.
Like when you're out of quest, you're like, well, I can just stop and just do something else. But like if you're like, oh, I'm bored, well, you just go to the next space station to pick up 5 quests and you have something to do for the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so it's just constant discovery. It's constant, cash in. It's constant bounties and stuff. So I'm just like, I can lose my entire life into this game.
Nice.
That's okay.
It's awesome.
It's so cool to see how far that game has come.
Oh my gosh.
And how popular it still is. Like it's just it's a testament to the gaming world.
Yeah. They never gave up on it. Like I enjoyed it from day one release. Like I understand it wasn't perfect, but like all of the stuff they have done to it has made it kind of like into the sort of like promise and dream that they started out with, all while also developing and being on the cusp of release of another game, Light No Fire, which is like the concept of No Man's Sky being like, here's a legitimate complete, actual, real 200 billion star system galaxy, but as a single planet. Like, here's an actual fully sized planet, a map that is the size of Earth. Go play in there.
Yeah.
And it's
Crazy.
fantasy, and you can ride around on a giant hummingbird. I'm sold. I'm sold. But yeah,
You had me a hummingbird.
right? Yeah, big props to Hello Games. Big props to them. Asia, how
Asia,
about
what are
you?
you? Yeah.
Oh, my hyperfixation is Hello Kitty Island Adventure. The only game that matters. It's so good. I will just be lately I've been actually like I play on like a gaming laptop, but I've been plugging it into the TV behind Luke, and I'll like just play it on the TV like while he is playing something else, City Skylines or whatnot. And there was one moment where I was like in the like western desert like biome of the map, and Luke turned, he's like, "Are you playing Red Dead?" And I was like, "No." But close.
No.
Yes, Red Dead Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
The
But that
music
game
was
is so
just
fun. I
very
know.
Western, and I'm
The
like, I
music's
feel
so
like you're
good.
playing.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's just like a really, I mean, similar, like there's just a lot that you can explore. You can kind of choose your own adventure and go at different quests at your own pace. And what I've really been enjoying is like, compared to, I think like in my mind and a lot of people's mind, it's like very similar to Animal Crossing, New Horizons. And I think because I'm in my mind comparing it to that, I'm like always impressed by every time I unlock something in this game, because the map is like so big. Like the starting map you get is like pretty big, and there are ways to kind of like explore areas that maybe would be easier if you would just like level up your character. But you
Right.
can like kind of peek behind the curtain at some of the spots, like I think, which I think is intentional on their part. But there are like total like realms that you don't even know exist, that like
Yeah.
as you progress in the story you unlock. And I really appreciate that in comparison to like Dream My Valley, where I mean you have to get the DLC to get some of these different like experiences or whatever, and this is like all in the game. And I feel like the more that I play, I'm like, I feel like I've like barely like scratched the surface of like what all is available in the end game. So I've just really been enjoying that. It's just been like a great way, to like unplug my brain and just look for cute shells and make new friends and help these characters become brave and trek, do like mountain treks and stuff. And it's just so fun. But I highly recommend it.
From what I've seen, I would relate it to like Zelda, like the open world Zelda. So like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Of like, there's like just these different areas, and she's playing through like different quests and helping different people like in the different things. And there's that exploratory aspect to it. It's got the similar like energy gauge where the one thing I was cracking up is Asia was she tries to break that game like
all the time.
It's like there's this volcano that obviously it's like it's a later in the game area, and she's like trying to scale it from the side and like eating these items to like give her like more energy to like get up, and like finding a little point in the volcano where she can like stop and take a break and gain energy back and like climb. And it's just like, just play the game. And she's like, no, I know I can do it. I'm so determined.
But also like the juxtaposition of like this like Mount Doom style like volcano, and then just like Hello Kitty, just
exactly.
A little character just hopping around.
It's like Hello Kitty, Kuropi, just like bopping up the mountain. They're like, it's fine, it's lava, it's no big deal. Like,
Exactly.
We've seen worse.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
But hey, I did make it to the top of that volcano. So
yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
Awesome. Awesome.
She definitely did. Well, guys, I think this is a good place to call it. We've gone overtime, but like this has been an excellent episode, and we definitely should do it again sometime.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you guys for being here. And as I find my closing remarks here, I just want to say, yeah, I appreciate you guys taking some time to hang out with us. Glad you guys had the time during the day to do this. So it was awesome.
Yes.
Thanks for
Glad
having us.
to hear what
Thank
you guys are reading, watching, playing, and experiencing.
Yeah.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. You could have been doing all sorts of stuff, but you decided to listen to this podcast, which is pretty awesome. We're happy to have you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to previous episodes. If you are new around here and this is the first episode you caught, please go back and listen to our past episodes. This is, like Michael said at the beginning, a podcast where we dive into what people are reading, watching, playing, and experiencing in nerd culture, whether that's our wives here or high-level volunteers in Love Thy Nerd, staff members, community members, you name it. We're just on a journey to learn what people are experiencing in nerd culture and sharing that with you. If you want to join in on the fun, I actually have it on good authority that our next episode in 2 weeks, Michael and I will be hosting solo, but we are going to be talking about what we are planning to do on summer break. We are taking a break from the podcast to just relax a little bit. But we are going to be reading, watching, playing, and experiencing things all through the summer. And we want to know what you guys are planning to dive into or what you guys are playing currently, or if you have any recommendations. So keep an eye on the socials. Go to facebook.com/lovethynerd. Go to lovethynerd.com/discord. Follow us there and tag one of us, or just drop what you are planning on doing. Give us your recommendations and we will talk about it. You will be featured on the podcast. We'll read your name and everything.
Yes.
But we want recommendations. Asia and I are expecting a child, and we're going to have a lot of downtime ish while holding a baby.
Sort of.
So if you've got games that requires one hand and I can hold a baby in the other, that's what I'm looking for, or stuff we should watch. So
Bring back the joystick. You know.
There you go.
yes, absolutely. So
Place
Or
an
please,
Android.
like any kind of life hacks for cradling a baby in your lap while you can also comfortably hold a
That's
Switch.
already been
Isn't it?
taken care of. You just get
Yeah.
one of those boppy things.
There you go. Yeah.
Like the boppy
Yeah.
pillow, and then you just put the baby
Yeah.
in the boppy pillow, and then you just play your
I
games
can
with your
work
arms
with
resting on the boppy
Elden Ring.
pillow.
Well,
Whoa.
he's
Yeah.
baby, so
There you go.
wild.
Dang. Okay.
Yes, it's Elden Ring. But yes, we want to hear from you. So find us on the socials, find us in the Discord, drop us a note, and we will feature you on the podcast. If you are watching this, we also have this on all of the places you listen to podcasts, whether that's Spotify, iTunes. Is it iTunes? It's not iTunes anymore. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
But if you are listening to us, find us on YouTube where you can see all of our beautiful faces. We would love to have you there. Leave a comment. We will do our best to reply. And just get involved. We would love to see you there. Also, if you want to get involved in any other way, go to lovethynerd.com/partner, or you can also find us like lovethynerd.com/LTN Pulse, I believe, where you can find me and Michael's profiles, how you can get more involved with us. But we would love to partner with you in any way, shape, or form. So find us there. I think that's going to do it. Thank you again for listening. I have been your host, Luke, joined by Michael, Rachel, and Asia. You are all wonderful people. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Bye.